Please welcome Sigourney Weaver.
Wow. You guys are a dazzling sight. I am here tonight, like you, because of my passionate commitment to our amazing democracy. And as an American, I am also deeply concerned about my family's future, indeed about our shared future as a nation, because that future is at risk. You see, when we talk about greenhouse gases and warming temperatures, or deadlier droughts, even more destructive storms, what we're really talking about is people. They're the people you're going to see in a few moments, people whose lives are affected by climate change right here in America, right now. Like a rancher in Texas who's losing his herd of cattle because there's no grass for them to eat. Or a farmer in Kansas whose crops are dying because there's no rain. Or my fellow New Yorker, a mom in New York City who lost her young daughter in Sandy in a flood made far worse by rising sea levels. Can Donald Trump look these people in the eye and tell them climate change is a hoax and that there's nothing we can do, that he doesn't care about their pain? This is a moment when we as a nation have to decide whether we will ignore the facts and allow people to continue to suffer, or whether we will come together to do what's right. Because as we all know, when Americans come together, there is nothing we can't accomplish. Hillary Clinton, she gets it. She cares. She is committed. She understands that taking a stand against climate change, it's not about politics. It is about our moral obligation to one another and to our children and to the generations that will one day inherit this beautiful earth.
Hi everybody, my name is Mike. This is my YouTube page, Mox News. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so I just want to take a quick second and tell you the facts. Hillary Clinton doesn't give a damn about climate change. And in not giving a damn about climate change, doesn't care about you, doesn't care about your children. Okay, let me tell you something very clearly. I love the earth. I love what the earth gives us. I love the earth. If I could marry any being on the planet, it would be the earth. Okay? I love the earth. And if Hillary Clinton gave a shit, half a shit, about the earth, or your children, or your children's future, or climate change, she would say, we must end fracking now. She would be calling out the big oil companies for polluting the earth and causing so much chemicals being poured and preventing, things like the electric car getting made. Hillary Clinton only sees this as a money-making opportunity. Hillary Clinton only sees climate change as a way to make you fear, Oh, I have to be afraid because then I can make a stupid choice. Okay? Hillary Clinton doesn't give a damn about you, your children, or climate change. Or she would be saying, we must end fracking now. And you know damn well she's not saying anything like that. And it's solely because those people put tons of money in her pocket. So, that being said, my name's Mike. This is my YouTube page. Thanks for tuning in. We'll get right back to that clip so you can see what is being said. I'm going to do this a few times tonight because, well, I got this beautiful bouquet to share with you. And I want to use it while it's still good, while it's still beautiful. And it is beautiful. And I love the earth. And I do this because I do care. I put myself on the line. You know, it doesn't get me donations saying, you know, Hillary Clinton's horrible. Okay? Because I've also said Bernie Sanders is horrible for doing what he's done to all of his supporters, for trying to get them to sell out their integrity. It doesn't get me any donations. Okay, I'm not trying to be acceptable to you. I'm out here putting myself out here in the firing line, being honest about who I am. Unlike these people on stage who are all trying to sell you stuff that you don't need. I could use some help. I'm running out of hard drive space. I'm quickly. I'm going to be out of hard drive space at the end of this week. I need to order hard drives today. Okay? They cost $90 each. Or I can throw away a bunch of work that I spent hours and hours and hours acquiring, which I'm not going to do, so you know. Thanks for tuning in. My name's Mike. One of these days this war is going to end. Not with Hillary Clinton in power. You know it's true. You know it's true.
And to our children, and to the generations that will one day inherit this beautiful earth.
We all know it's happening. It's real. It's happening now. The droughts, the storms, the floods, the fires, the record heat waves. This is not something we've seen before.
There is a wake-up call here. There's a reality that has existed for a long time that we've been blind to.
This breaks my heart.
We shouldn't have to be going through this. It's not our fault.
I thought it needed to rain last year. I thought it was just another dry spell and we'd be out of it, but it's more than a dry spell.
Harvest was done in Kansas almost by the time it normally started. It was like somebody flipped a switch. And it quit raining, it got warm, and it just stayed that way.
Crops are failing. Food prices are rising. Communities are threatened. Our children are at risk.
2015 was the worst wildfire season on record, with more than 10 million acres burned.
Because of global warming, mountain snow now melts earlier each year. And when that happens, the ground dries up earlier too.
How much do you think has to do with global warming?
You can't deny the fact that it's getting warmer and drier.
It had over the last century was an extra foot of sea level, largely as a result of climate change.
She said, "Mommy, hold me, I'm scared." And I did, I held her. And then a wave started coming up over me. I felt the water rising, and we went under. And I knew I lost her immediately because I knew she couldn't get up again.
I'm a Christian. I'm conservative in many ways. And I also believe that climate change is real. A thermometer is not Republican. A thermometer is not Democrat.
Eventually, Miami will be underwater. It's just a matter of when.
The sea level is going to rise, and Miami won't be here when it rises.
There is no doubt that climate change is a threat to our national security.
We all know that human activities are changing the atmosphere in unexpected and in unprecedented ways.
If I may use a strong word, I would say that we are at the limits of suicide.
This is the painful reality of a world radically altered by climate change. It's not reality TV. Make no mistake, Trump's reckless denial of climate change is dangerous. A threat to your livelihood, your safety, your children, and the prosperity of this nation.
All of this with the global warming and that, a lot of it's a hoax. It's a hoax.
There's no doubt in my mind the damage from Sandy was worse because global warming caused the sea level to be higher.
I am not a believer in climate change.
We used to have seasons back then.
Right.
Now we don't.
We're going to cancel the Paris Climate Agreement.
The same people that don't want to believe in that science believe in science when they need to take a pill.
And we're getting warmer faster and faster. We're heading into an unknown future like we have never put ourselves in before.
Speaking of global warming, we need some global warming. It's freezing.
We are the first generation to feel the sting of climate change, and we are the last generation that can do something about it.
As Americans, we face challenges head-on. Our country is ready to tackle the challenge of climate change. Together, we can make America the world's clean energy superpower.
I heard you say that you think they're beautiful because of what they symbolize.
Yeah, what they represent. The ability to generate electricity without putting carbon in the air.
We can run our homes, our cars, our businesses on clean power and create millions of new jobs doing it. 500 million solar panels across the country in the next 4 years, and enough renewable energy to power every home in America within the next 10. I'm not going to let anyone take us backward, deny our clean energy future, or hand our children a dangerous world destabilized by climate change. Together, we can do this for our future, for our children.
Please welcome Governor Jerry Brown from California.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. As we just saw, that sounds good. But I only got 5 minutes, so I got to get going here. As we just saw, climate change is unlike any other threat we humans face. It's overarching and affects the entire Earth and all living things. It's slow. It's relentless. It is subject to irreversible tipping points and vast unknowns. Combating climate change, the existential threat of our time, will take heroic effort on the part of many people and many nations. Make no mistake, climate change is real. The vast majority of world leaders and climate scientists, like those at NASA and the Department of Defense, indeed, almost anyone who chooses to think, believes in the science of climate change and sees the moral imperative to take action. But you wouldn't know it by listening to Donald Trump. Last week at the Republican convention, for 76 long and painful minutes, Trump conjured up a host of dark threats, but never once mentioned the words climate change or global warming. What do you expect? Trump represents a party with officials who have banned state employees from even using those words in Florida, and who else knows where else. Trump says global warming is a hoax. I say Trump is a fraud. Trump says there's no drought in California. I say Trump lies. So it's not surprising that Trump chose as his running mate a man who denies there's such a thing as evolution. Rarely in American history have two parties diverged so profoundly. Even the know-nothing anti-immigrant party of the 1850s did not stray this far into sheer ignorance and dark fantasy, have had the Republicans and their leader, Donald Trump. Our candidate, Hillary Clinton, couldn't be more different. While Trump talks and talks and talks, Hillary does stuff. She fights for us on the big issues. As Secretary of State, she paved the way for the historic Paris Climate Agreement, an agreement which 200 nations, including China and India, enthusiastically embraced. And Mr. Trump, he says, the world be damned, I'm tearing it up. Hillary's the one who launched the Climate and Clean Air Coalition, a group of nations taking action to reduce black carbon and other super climate pollutants, which cause severe heart and lung damage. And from her first day in office, President Hillary Clinton will do what's needed to combat climate change and lead the clean energy revolution. And yes, we do need a revolution, and we're going to get one. We know something about that in California. We have solar, wind, zero-emission cars, energy efficiency, and yes, a price on carbon. We're proving that even with the toughest climate laws in the country, our economy in California is growing faster than almost any nation in the whole world. Mr. Trump and those who live in climate denial say otherwise. They tell us we have to choose between saving the economy and saving the planet. Donald Trump and the climate deniers are dead wrong, dangerously wrong. What America needs today are not deniers, but leaders. Not division, but common purpose. Not bombast, but bold action. That's why we need Hillary. And that's why the American people will choose her as the next President of the United States. Thank you. Thank you.
Please welcome